We're standing here at Fort Harrison, the only Confederate fort in the Richmond defenses to be captured by Union troops. And this happened on September 29th, 1864. Where I'm standing right now was the site of the breakthrough into Fort Harrison. You can well imagine in the early morning hours being here in Fort Harrison when suddenly an entire corps of Union troops starts to approach up Verina Road. And as they get closer and closer, of course, the guns here at Fort Harrison will begin shelling them, but they press on right up into the very moat of Fort Harrison and then up and over the walls. Now, as you look behind me and you see the earthworks that remain, imagine those earthworks to be almost twice as tall as they are now. That is because when the Union troops captured Fort Harrison, they turned it into their own. And what had been the Confederate front of the fort becomes the Union rear. And you don't want a big earthwork behind you. So they leveled about half of the height of the earthwork. So as you come here to Fort Harrison today, you're really looking at two forts in one. Confederate Fort Harrison and Union Fort Burnham, which they built right after the battle. But the Confederates were not going to sit idly by and let one of their major forts fall into Union hands. In Richmond, all the businesses are closing, people are turning out into the defenses themselves. This is a panicked moment. They need to get this back. And Robert E. Lee himself arrives with a large contingent of troops from Petersburg to try to retake this fort the next day. This counterattack fails miserably, and the fort remained in Union hands until the end of the war. For most of the time it was occupied, United States colored troops made Fort Harrison their home. You can even see in photographs their winter quarters that they built here, not even half a mile away from the Confederate lines. And here they would stay until they were ordered on April 3rd, 1865, to advance up the road and capture Richmond.